Well, well, well. Well, well, well. Guess who just unloaded the fucking dishwasher, by the way? Just in case you guys were not feeling particularly productive today, get fucking shit on. Get shit on. It was me, by the way. That's who did it. That's who unloaded the dishwasher. Hey, Max. Thanks for streaming today. Hearing your voice is the only thing that lets me know I'm alive? What? What do you mean by that? Yo. So, anyways, it's real out here. My girlfriend has strep throat real bad, so I've been taking care of her the past few days as best I can while staying away from her at all times. uh, yeah, I've been playing some hockey, chilling, thinking about you guys for sure. You know what I found out today? And I'm not even making this up, bro. I was just stomping around my house because I was bad, like a kid throwing a tantrum, like not even fucking kidding. Because I found out I have a sponsor stream tomorrow. That's not why I was stomping. Do you guys know what time it is? Let me just give you one fucking guess to guess when the sponsored stream is tomorrow. It is at 7:30 in the fucking morning. Are you kidding me? Dude, I'm like, who are you even advertising to? Like, gamers aren't even awake at that time. What the fuck, man? I'm waking up at like a smooth 10:30. Yo, when I came back from vacationing on the East Coast, I was waking up at like 9 a.m. Pacific, like on the dot for like 2 weeks. And like high key that fucking owned. But now I have naturally slumped back into my like 10 a.m. wake up, 10:30 a.m. wake up. Is the sponsored stream for the new Tarisland DLC? Bro, are you talking about Crystal of Atlan or whatever? Crystal of Atlanta? Yeah. I think that's what you're referring to, but yeah, that's what it is. I have to level my character to level 32 before tomorrow, or else I'll blow up, apparently. They were very clear about that. So yeah, I don't know if it's the vibe to like do that on stream. Apparently it takes like an hour. I could do that. I don't know if I will, but he has no face today. All right, you know what? Just because you guys complained enough, I'll fucking stream. What's up? Yo, so before anyone says it, I know. I know. I know I need to get my hair cut. I'm looking absolutely crazy right now, but when the next important thing is that I need to do, I will get it done. But until then, you know what? Take me as I am. Really. Take me as I am. Actually, I'm going to Disney with Shroud this weekend. And if a picture is taken there, I don't really care about how I look in pictures, but if I feel like I'm looking next to other people that are looking good, then I might just like stand out in the picture. Actually, kind of excited for that. It's gonna be pretty fun. Do you know? I was thinking he was balling out for his birthday because he's doing like he's doing a day at Disney with a small group of people, and then like a little small get together at his house on another day. And I was like, dude, that's kind of baller because he's doing like the. Have you guys ever seen the people at Disney that are like the super Gucci, like they wear the plaid and they just bring you around to every ride, like the private tour shit. So he's doing that, which is like pretty expensive for the group of people. And I'm like, damn, dude, this guy's going all out. And then I remembered that last year he had a Fallout themed birthday party that Deadmau5 DJ'd at for like 300 people. I'm like, okay, so there are levels. There are levels to this shit. And it turns out just going to Disney with your buds is like some little small baby shit. What is it? Don't you have to buy some rich people's access for that kind of service at Disney? No, anyone can get it. My girlfriend's sister, got it like for her and her family earlier this year. It's pretty expensive. She has a good job. She's a software developer, but like I think it's like 10 grand for the day or like 8 grand or something. But they like take you behind the scenes. They take you to every ride. They instantly put you on the ride. You don't have to wait. It goes pretty hard. It's extremely expensive though, for sure. But it's not like a special access thing. Was the LA pizza place you were talking about in the last Potty C quarter sheets? Wait, did I talk about a pizza place on the Potty C? What did I say specifically? Oh, yeah, we were talking about like Detroit style pizza, right? Or like or oh no, okay, I remember it now. It's at the end of the Potty C. I remember. Yeah. No, it's called it's in Mid City. Let me find it. It is called Apollonia's. Apollonia's Pizzeria. It's in Mid City in LA. And I'm going to tell you that the pizza's great, but let me try to just tell you just by describing their business. They're only open 5 days a week and they're open for 4 hours a day. And they can make rent in Los Angeles. Which tells you, number one, they don't give a fuck. They're just like, work? Nah, I don't need to. And second, they're like, our shit's so good that, you know, I feel like anytime you see somewhere in LA or New York that's open like basically like 10 or 15 hours a week, you know that place fucking owns. Detroit style pizza isn't pizza, it's more like garlic bread. I'm a fan of Detroit style. So I have like the normal Chicago deep dish opinion, which is like, I don't know if you've ever asked someone about pizza, but then deep dish pizza gets brought up and then someone always goes, bro, it's not even pizza. It's like lasagna, or like it's way too much food. Like, yeah, dude, literally everyone has that opinion. Like, that's just what it is. But I feel like Detroit is being thrown in there as like, it's like kind of like deep dish pizza, but it's not. It's just square cut, thicker dough pizza. Have you tried Dobrik's in West Holly? Yeah, I've had it. Yeah. My favorite places in Los Angeles are Mulberry Street Pizza and Apollonia's, like by far. They have Joe's here. Like Joe's Pizza in New York, they literally have a Joe's Pizza, multiple Joe's Pizzas in LA. I've had it in both. It's very similar. But it gets kind of cranked by Mulberry Street for sure. Side note, my dog is Reptar's twin. Bro, post a picture in my Discord. I want to see it. Here, let me show you a little Reppy. God, I'm looking insane right now. Yo, little Reptar. Little baby Reptar. Oh, he's so tired. Reptar. Reptar. Hi, buddy. Were you asleep? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I was gonna have him come over here, but like he actually never takes that long to wake up, which means he's very tired. I had the pizza I got recently in New York. I thought was pretty good. I told Dorky on the podcast. One was Scars Pizza, which I heard was decent. Got Scars, and then like something called like Mama 2 or something like that. Mom, that doesn't even sound right. It's something like that. They are looking pooped. Yeah, they are. Do you guys like the couch, by the way, how it fits in the room? Girlfriend moved in and we moved out the old couch and we brought in this one. I got some, those are couch covers too. There's couch covers on it to like preserve it because that old black couch got like just dog. You can tell they're pretty comfy. They're feeling good. I mean, it's just for them. Like, actually, wait, how many times have I had someone on my stream or in the couch in this room? So I've had my cousin stay here one time, and one cousin stayed in the guest room, one stayed on the couch, and one stayed in here. One stayed on the couch in the living room, and one stayed in here. I've only had people on this couch during my streams one time. Do you guys remember what stream that was and who it was? That would be a deep cut. That'd be a deep cut fucking max stream info. Shaq. Okay, you're remembering the story of when Shaq spoiled Narnia for like literally like 10,000 people. He just spoiled Narnia on YouTube and everything when I went to go use the bathroom. That is true. That is so Shaq was one of those people. Do you guys know who the other two were? Oh, someone in chat got it. Drunk, Fired Up, Shaq, and Kevin. Yeah, you're right. So Atrocity, Shaq, and Fired Up. Okay, this is another deep cut. Do you guys know why they were in LA? Specifically? That would be crazy if you knew that, because I don't even think I've even told people about that, because I couldn't tell you at the time. Oh, escape room. Okay, never mind. You guys just know everything. There was that WoW-themed escape room. All right, fuck it. I guess you guys just know everything about me. It's whatever. It's whatever. I was there. I mean, we couldn't, okay, but on that stream, we couldn't talk about why they were here, though. Because it was, like, they were there to do the escape room, but Blizzard was paying me and us to do the escape room to post the content. It's not parasocial, bro. We are friends. Yeah. And you brought a real-life rando with you? It wasn't a real-life rando. That was Hugs, the Smash player. And Pobelter. Hugo? Yeah. Yeah, he's not random. Bro, Hugo's the GOAT. You tell us stuff and we remember. Yeah, I just forget. I forget that y'all remember stuff. The rare non-weird smasher. Okay, maybe it's only because the Smash people that I know I've met through Hugo, but all the Smash people that I've met are extremely normal, regular people. Like my experience with Smash fans of competitive like Melee or competitive Melee players are like the most chill, normal people. Like they're not even gamers, bro. They're just like normies. But that's probably because Hugo is like super chill, so like he would know a bunch of people like that. So maybe it's just by design. You know? Like Atrioc, Ludwig, a couple of casters for Smash. Every time he has his birthday, they all just go out to a bar, and it's just chill as fuck. I've met a bunch of them. I don't remember a bunch of their names though. And then I know Hungry Box through Liquid. Dude, okay. I have newfound respect for Hungry Box, by the way. So he did it. He did some content with Team Liquid, and it was like IRL GeoGuessr. I think there's a video. Like it was. I'm surprised it didn't pop off. I think it was like a gamble that didn't really pay off. But let me see if I can find it. YouTube, and then let's see. Team. How am I even gonna look for this? Team Liquid, Hungry Box, Rainbolt, GeoGuessr, IRL. That's my guess. Yeah, this is it. I think. Yeah.
So it's actually good that he sees this because he can use this.
Okay.
Bridges are really identifiable on the map as well.
So like almost no one watched this. It was a video that didn't like when they like paid for this content to be made. They hired Rainbow. Do you know what they did? They like, bro, they flew Hungry Box from LA to Louisville, Kentucky, actually, which is why I even know about this. Because I grew up in Louisville. And that's just where they took him. He was on an airplane with a he flew on an airplane completely blindfolded with noise canceling headphones on, and he was taken with the TL content team, and they flew him all around. And I was being told this by someone at TL because I don't like doing content. I like to exist. When someone's like, hey Max, can you come do this photo shoot? When I first started doing all this stuff, it had some novelty to it. Like, hey, I'm in a commercial. Hey, I'm doing a photo shoot. Like, that's kind of cool, right? Bro, it is by far the worst part of my job. I hate it so much. It's not, I love all the people that do it at Team Liquid. It's just not my thing. I just don't like doing it. So when they ask me to do content, I'm always like that. And then I found out they asked Hungry Box to put in all this preparation, work with Rainbolt to get better at GeoGuessr, which like that might be really cool if you're into that kind of thing, but like I'm not, right? And then they flew him. It took like a week, and they flew to Louisville and drove, I think, all the way up to like Minnesota. And all Hungry Box said was like, they were like, yo, you can do this, and when we're getting meals during this trip, you can just get the most expensive thing on the menu, and we'll go to whatever restaurant you want. And then he was just like, I'm down. That, I have so much respect for that. There is no fucking, what Team Liquid would have to do to get me to do this, I don't think anything would work. I don't want to do that. I don't want to fucking, I don't like traveling that much. You know what I'm saying? Like, that makes me think that Hungry Box is like a huge fucking beast. Money? No, dude. No, the amount of money you would have to pay me to even consider doing something like this is just not realistic. I don't want to do it. I just can't believe he fucking did that. He's just a monster, bro. Like, driving long car rides is just boring as hell. Six figs? Nah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that was not what he got paid, but it doesn't matter. Like, all I'm saying is newfound respect, because this was like so much work. And I'm also like really sad for Team Liquid that this didn't pop off, because this sounds like something that would be like, this is just an objectively cool idea. You know? You get to work with Rainbolt. He gets to teach you things about noticing things in your surroundings, and then you actually fly someone to a location, and they use those tools to figure out where they are. The idea is sick. It's just the good. It's a. Someone said this has been done a lot. It's weird it didn't pop off. Oh, I assumed it was kind of original. I didn't know that this was maybe you're right. Same views as Dratnos reading patch notes. God, Dratnos is so good. He's so good at his job. I could listen to Dratnos read. You know what I do? Here's what's crazy, bro. I'm on a podcast with Dratnos, and I will give my own take about whatever, like the add-ons shit last week. And then after that, or even after the podcast, I'll listen to his like 30-minute thing on it. Even though I know that we have extremely similar opinions and we're probably going to end up along the same track, I just still listen to it. That's GOAT content. Jordy, our epic debate video is out. Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, Team Liquid did that, didn't they? Wait, that just came out? We filmed this at the race. Oh, here we go. Retail versus classic. Are retail players more toxic than classic? Retail WoW versus classic WoW. This was, okay, I will say this was really fucking fun to film and do. React to it. It's free content. I feel like this is going to be one of those react things where I'm going to react to myself talking and I'm just going to be like, well, that's true to myself. Which is, that bit's pretty, but then it's like 40 minutes long. That bit only works for like a little bit. Dude, Milkman, why do you do this? Guys, look at this guy. Look at this. 1 second. Look at this. Milkman 10, right? Check this out. I see this guy typing, hell, well, Max. Have you played that guy in ping pong yet? This is the only thing that I care about. Let's look at his chat history. May 22nd. Hey, Max, have you played that guy in ping pong yet, or are you still dodging? Max, have you ever played that guy in ping pong, or are you still dodging him? April 10th. No, Max, you blow up. Okay, this is completely different, though. Usually it's only ping pong stuff. Wait, bro, am I thinking of a different guy? Did you... It's crazy you still haven't answered. Oh, dude, maybe it is a different guy. Bro, I'll play you in ping pong. I just... Like, so the thing about playing ping pong with people is you need to be like with them in real life and have a ping pong table. Hey, there's a ping pong table at the Team Liquid facility. I was playing it during the power outage, which I saw a tweet, and I'm not making this up, because the emergency lights were on in the facility, which, like, obviously the lights had backup power, but not like 100 PCs in a full production facility. That's like, you know, no one can do that. But they were like, they were like debating whether the power outage was real. They're like, is this just an NA excuse? Did they take their power out on purpose? He's like, bro, what do you mean the power's out? There are lights on. And then there was this one guy that was like, you're saying you're out of power, then how are you tweeting this? Like, what do you mean? What do you fucking mean? How am I tweeting this? I have a phone, man. Did you see they're building all those pickleball courts behind the office? Nah, I don't. Nah.
You can't have stragglers. Like, they stick out and
not even one.
No. Everything you say makes you sound like such a boomer.
Let's get all these old
dude, I like that guy.
who are still in a Discord with each other.
Hold on.
Dude, I didn't know who this guy was, but this guy is based as fuck. This guy on the right. This guy's super based. Oh yeah, wait, Trill was on like the classic side, right? There was like a classic side and then
To go play. No. Do you hate yourself? What's going on?
Shit, hold you.
Hey, I'm Max. I'm the raid leader for Liquid.
look at those eyes, chat. Yo, look at the eyes. They're popping in this pic. Well, okay, when I look like drunk or something, but look at the color though. Look at them bad boys. Look at that.
Build and
I look dead
think retail
inside. I do look
was
dead
way
inside.
better than classic.
Dude, that makes me realize that I really need the hair. I actually like my hair being longer. I don't like the short hair as much, but the beard needs to go back to looking like this right now. Bro, look at this. Like, I look comfortable, right? But yeah, I need the, yeah, man, I shouldn't have watched this video today.
Hi, I'm
Fuck
Troll,
me.
and even though I'm PvP and PvE player on both of Liquid's teams, Classic will always hold a special place in my heart.
Hi, my name is Boomy. I'm a raider in Team Liquid and
Boomy.
retail.
Team Classic.
And streamer and I play retail.
And I've been playing since 2019 when Classic launched. Classic was great and retail sucks.
My name is
What the
Malia.
fuck?
I'm a talent.
Hey, I'm Winky. I'm a classic hardcore streamer.
Oh, that guy's in chat. Fuck yeah.
Retail.
Dude, low-key, when I saw Winky type in there earlier, he was like, hey, that's me, I'm based as fuck, first time chatter. I just thought that was just someone randomly making that shit up.
So, for the first...
I don't know, guys, I don't really want to watch it. It's 40 minutes long, it's insane. You guys should watch this, though. Like, so, you guys remember how I told you I hate content? I pulled up to this shoot being like, keep in mind, we're at the race. Like, I'm trying to prepare for the race. And I was like unable to do that because they're making me do this fucking content. So I'm in a bad mood. And then I left this being like, this was really fun. And I thought a lot of their perspectives were very interesting. And I thought it was actually like a pretty good time. So that being said, I think this would just be good content. Like here, let's look at some of the questions they asked. Was the time that you put into WoW worth it? We all discuss it. WoW would have died without the introduction of Classic. We discuss it. Retail's harder than Classic, which is just, you know, just buzzword stuff. Retail players are more toxic than Classic. This is actually like, oh, this one's titled Hardcore WoW Players Love Pain, which is good. Yeah, it's good. This is like actually just a really, really good video. I don't think I'm going to react to it though. Or I don't know. Were there any parts that were like, maybe we try. Actually, I just want to see what happens. So it's like one of those YouTube videos where they ask you to like sit down if you agree or disagree with something.
Retail players are more toxic than Classic.
So you're supposed to sit down if you agree.
No.
Okay.
Oh, you want divisive? Why not?
Yeah.
So content brained. You want divisive? Why not? I'm giving the people what they want.
I think that we can be. Everything is so easy now, and you don't need other people to play the game, that it's really easy to just be like, you stood in something, get out of my group.
Yeah, if someone messes
Isolated.
up, you can just vote.
I don't know, bro. Yeah, those two back there, like, these guys don't know what they're talking about. They're, like, Classic players have a level of toxic that you cannot even begin to comprehend. And I think they go on to explain that, too. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm probably, again, I just think there's too much. There's just too much content. I do really want you to watch it. It is good content. Like, it's definitely good content. I just don't think it's good, like, stream react content. You feel me? It was nice. Trill just has PvP players in his mind. Yeah. You can't say retail is easier than Classic, though. I mean, the retail and Classic easy argument, at least for me, has always come down to, like, basic, not hardcore Classic, but, like, because, like, if you just put those rules on yourself, hardcore Classic is, like, way harder, I guess. But, like, you don't even try retail hardcore because it would be impossible, at least to do any real content, you know? So I think for most people who play Classic, they're there for the leveling experience, and leveling in Classic, getting to max level is objectively harder. It is more dangerous, and it is more time consuming than it is in retail. So for the way a lot of people play the game, that statement just totally makes sense. But I think what happens is you see people who, you know, like do retail, the hardest group-based content you can do in retail. in PvE and then comparing that to the hardest group-based content you can do in Classic, it's completely incomparably different, right? It's what happens when you have players get better at your content and then you have to make it for another 20 years. You know, it's just a lot harder. So like that's inarguable. So is the questing thing. So usually when people are making those arguments, Classic is harder than retail, retail is harder than Classic, they're usually like cherry picking the one thing that makes sense, which there is something you could make that argument for that's true in both games. They're just being like disingenuous or just wanting to argue, basically. Most Classic players are the bottom end of players. I mean, most retail players do not ever step foot in dungeons or raids or PvP. This is easily seen by the like reaction to Plunderstorm, you know? So I think it's true in both. But also Classic makes a really good point where when you're asking like just random people what they like about Classic, they're like, it's a game I can play with my friends. It still has a large team size, which is like a criticism you could have about retail, but they're like, bro, we can just kind of vibe it out and clear the hardest content in the game and get the best loot. Like nostalgia matters for sure, but that much is true. You can do the hardest content in the game with your friends because it's just significantly easier to do the hardest thing in the game, and which MMO reward philosophy, right? That should give you the best loot. So yeah, I mean, if you recognize that a lot of people who play WoW are bad and maybe don't even ever intend to be good, making content the best gear possible, really easily attainable would be an attractive thing. That just makes sense. I don't think they did that on purpose, though. I just think they just re-released a 20-year-old game and a 15-year-old game at the time, and naturally, it's just significantly easier than current stuff. Yo, Big Bro, where have you been? I've been hanging out. I think the podcast has kind of led to me streaming less in between raid seasons. And it kind of makes sense, right? Like, what are most of my streams after I'm like kind of done playing? I usually play for like a month or so after the race. But like, what are my streams? I just yap. But like, if you want to hear me yap, you know there's a place one time a week where I can yap with two other people that are also very interesting that add to the conversation. And you're going to hear me yap about all the things you want to hear me yap about, which is what my daily streams before the podcast came out used to be. Right? That's the only place you could get that stuff. So in a way, it has made me want to stream less because I'm like, oh, I would want to go live to talk about this. But I'm like, well, I'm just going to talk about it tomorrow on the podcast, or I just talked about it, right? Max, is Expedition 33 top 5 of all time for you? All games? It's close. I haven't really thought about that because that's weird. Because then you start talking about. I feel like it's really hard to make a top 5 with gaming because like nostalgia. Like WoW's my number 1. It's like not even close. All time. Probably obvious. But what is? Yeah, I mean like 2016 PUBG. That's in there for sure. Ocarina of Time's in there for sure. Are we doing like single player RPGs, like modern single player RPGs? I feel like that's, I mean, absolutely. It's the best turn-based game I've ever played. It's better than every Final Fantasy combat gameplay wise. It's not close. It's so much better. It is, bro, if you're making a Final Fantasy, if a Final Fantasy game is in production right now, or a Final Fantasy like turn-based game and it does not have gameplay like that, fucking start over. Just fucking run that shit back and do that. That shit is so insane. It actually makes me really excited for, like, it was so like transcendent in that market that, and it was such a good game. And for someone who's really gameplay focused, like all the like really JRPG themed stories for all these games, man, I don't really care that much, you know. It's not my thing. But like I can get behind some gameplay, and I am a fan of turn-based stuff. It can be pretty fun. So yeah, turn-based is if this basically makes the turn-based genre get higher quality and be better, which I think it would just have to be, then that's just really good. And I think that's probably going to happen. It's like next like 3, 4, 5 years, probably be multiple games that exist and are great purely because of this game. Kind of a good time to be a gamer. I feel like it's all the time. You know what I do want again though? I want another game that I want another shooter game that I can play with my friends. Which low key, apparently Super People is coming out again in the summer, and that game was so fun. So if that comes back, that'll be sick. But like, dude, I don't know. I just want the feeling of like 2016 PUBG again with the boys every night. That was that probably outside of like WoW Race to World First stuff is probably the most fun I've ever had playing games. Battlefront 2 is popping off right now. That's such a random thing to pop off. Wait, did like kids start playing it? That's usually what something means when someone says something popped off, is like kids start playing it. Andor Season 2 ended and streamers started playing it. Dude, I have been waiting to start Andor Season 2 and I'm now 3 episodes in. If you guys know, Andor Season 1 is like way up there for like best seasons of television for me. I loved it. It's like an adult drama in the Star Wars universe, and it's not like typical Star Wars slop. And then Season 2 got announced, and I wasn't able to watch it because my girlfriend, I wanted to watch it with her, and she hadn't gotten caught up yet, and she just did. So we just started watching Season 2. But I looked at IMDb episode rankings. Which for me, this may not be true for everyone, but for me, I like largely agree with the average IMDb episode ranking. Like when I think an episode stinks, I go on there and they're like, yep, it stinks. When I think an episode owns, I go on there and it's like insanely high rated. Bro, Season 2 Andor, I think episode 7 through 12 is like 9.5 and up every single episode in a row. Holy fuck. Do you contribute to the IMDb rating? No, I don't leave reviews of any kind for any reason, of anything. I could have the worst possible experience in like a restaurant or with like, I don't know, like a mortgage, like a loan agency, like anything. I would never leave a review. I don't know what it is about. That's probably a bad thing. Like that means I like don't contribute to society or something, but I could never leave a review, man. Like, dude, if like on that same note too, like when you're having to call someone for like customer support or just anything like that, and they're like, hey, if you would like to stay on the line and leave like fill out a survey or answer a survey or something like that, man, if they only knew what percentage chance I had to stay when they start saying that, because it's like, it's fucking, there's no chance I would. I hang up. Oh, I don't hang up immediately. That's really rude. Like, if anything, I'll like lie to them and be like, "Oh yeah, man, I got you." Well, I wouldn't say like, "Yo, I'm going to do it," but I'm like, I'm not going to like hang up in their face because that's really rude. I feel like I would just like, they're like, fill out a survey after this. I'm like, yeah, okay, and I'll wait for it to transfer to the survey, and then I'm the fuck out of there. You know what I mean? Expedition 33 is a love letter to the PS1 Final Fantasies. Yeah, I mean, every single like turn-based JRPG is just Final Fantasy. Like that inspired all of those games. But the what was I gonna say about Final Fantasy? No, I forgot. Left my brain. Hate it when that happens. Max, those people are on the line when you take the survey. They have metrics tied to performance based on how many of their calls complete the survey. Yeah, I know that. I know that. I know that I'm helping this. I could have the best phone call in the world. They solve all my problems. They're the best person at their job. And I know that it helps their job for the survey. And I don't know what that says about me, but there's just no fucking way. The call's over. There's no shot I'm doing it. It's unfortunate. Final Fantasy has been non-turn-based for longer than it was turn-based at this point. Dude, that's why I think I just... Was Final Fantasy 12 turn-based? Was that the one that everyone doesn't like? Or is it 13? 13, bro. People do not like Final Fantasy 13 at all. I love this game. Was that turn-based? I don't remember the combat. Yeah, Final Fantasy 13 battle gameplay. Yeah, it was, right? Bro, it's crazy how old games look when you remember them in your head and then you go back and look at battle gameplay. Holy shit, this looks ancient. Show me battle. I mean, this is definitely turn-based, right? Oh no, it does look hybrid. Because, like, they're fighting in real time. It's like... You know what else? Oh, I remember what I was going to say. I played a game in, like, the last 2 years. It was pretty popular, so you guys might have, too. That just straight up felt like a PS2 game in... I think it was 2023. Did you guys play that Armored Core game that came out in the last few years? Rubicon, I think it was what it was called. It was a really fun game, but, like, it was legit a PS2 game. Like, it felt exactly what it felt like to play a PS2 game. You just, like, loaded into a map. There was no open world. You had a very specific mission. As soon as that was over, you went back to the screen. In a good way, by the way. That's, yeah, it's not a negative negative way to look at it. By the way, is there any WoW shit to talk about before we keep yapping about just whatever the fuck? I'm pretty sure we had a really long podcast the other day where we talked about a lot of this stuff. Wait, when's the Diablo 4 thing coming out? I really wonder what they're going to do after Season of Discovery. Like, for example, if you were to see what Blizzard was working on internally after the first phase of Season of Discovery, they're like, holy shit, this is a huge hit. We have to do more of this. And if you were to ask after the other phases, it was like, maybe people don't really like this that much. But what's weird is, from the people who actually play Season of Discovery, I hear very positive things. It just kind of wasn't hype anymore. Like, the hype fell off. But apparently it was still really high quality from all the people I know that played it. Just interesting to think of. They should focus on their main game. Two completely different teams. They're not only completely different teams. Like, if you go to Blizzard's campus, like, the classic and retail people don't even see each other. They're a completely different building. They're not even. It's like completely separate. Ret Paladin ranks Bonks into second place. Oh, dude, that reminded me in Tarisland. Shout out all the Tar Island posters in chat. They had like the Ret Paladin copy, and that game just like blatantly ripped off WoW classes, which like every RPG does. But they like renamed some of the thing, and some of the translations were really bad. So Ret Paladin Ret Paladin's Templar's verdict was called Justice Thump. That was one of the most funny like language barrier things in that game. It was so good. Fucking dude, the Fire Mage one had a crazy funny one too. Shadow Priest overtakes the hybrids. Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, there's absolutely nothing going on. What's the state in retail right now? Does everyone still get mad when you mention time gating? Is that the dude? I'm so glad Dratnos. I haven't actually watched the YouTube video yet, but I heard Dratnos made a YouTube video basically saying that time gating is the new buzzword, similar to like borrowed power. And he's so fucking right. Basically, we ended on the, like, it doesn't matter if you time gate things. It matters if people, we used like calories and eating food as an example. If people feel satiated by playing the game, how much you delay things doesn't really matter. But when you like have corruptions and like these visions and you can see stuff you can't access yet and it feels like there's nothing to do, it's like, why the fuck is this thing not here right now? Which totally makes sense. But like, there's like plenty of actual, I guess, in quotes, time gating things that totally make sense. I think the example I used is, because like I was asking some chatters the last time I talked about this, and they were saying like, if you have something prepared, you should release it. You should release all content. You shouldn't hold anything back. I'm like, okay. So you release a new MMO, right? So brand new MMO. WoW right now is typically like one patch ahead, and they've tried to stay like that the whole time they've created the game. They have. So if you're going to make a new MMO, you can't just like release your first patch, your first season, your first expansion, like the game, and then have nothing prepared to go on with that. If you're going to make a new game, you're going to want like the first major patch completely done. When WildStar released, they released with only genetic archives, but they had already fully completed Datascape, which was the second raid. Right? So question for all the time gating enjoyers. If you release a brand new game and you have a second raid already created, but you're not releasing it at the beginning of the game, is that time gating? And is that bad? And if so, I assume the answer to that is no. You're like, that seems reasonable. You could apply that line of thinking to like basically the release of anything in an MMO, because a lot of this stuff that WoW has created has been done a while ahead of time. I think the main reason that it felt bad this patch is that you could see it. You're like, damn, this stuff isn't really giving me a lot to do. And then when I look at the vendor, there's all this stuff that's in red that I can't access for 3 more weeks for some reason. And it's like, really? Like, but why? Like, why are we delaying all this stuff? And they delayed so much stuff from the actual patch. Like, you would think a patch has released recently. Nope, it's just like stuff that should have been released with the previous patch. So I asked Dratnos and Dorky the question, like, do you think that this is along their line of thinking recently where they want to, if you're playing a WoW season, they want stuff to be constantly happening. Like, they included the trading post. They've added the 0.7 patches where this is just in the last few years where they have like a decent amount of content. And now what they're doing is they're releasing content in 11.5 and 11.7, whatever. 11.1.5.1.7. But they're specifically like having it come out in sections later. And it begs the question of, are they doing this because they want to keep, like they basically want more things to come out more frequently and not all at once? Or do you think that it's because they're behind? And Dratnos had the idea that it basically, like Diablo 4 does this too, where like ARPGs, people want to just like log in and spam everything. And then Diablo 4 started releasing major things for the season like 2 to 4 weeks after the season came out, which was clearly done with the intent of like breaking that. Like, ARPGs aren't something you play for a weekend every new season or a week or two. There's something you play all the time, which is like just simply not what ARPGs are. Like, that's just not what happens. Extremely, probably like the most seasonal game are ARPGs. So like that line of thinking already exists at Blizzard. I just wonder which one they're doing. D4 is a failed game nobody cares about anymore. Damn. You know, I think that too. Like when I think of Diablo, I think of it as like a failure because it just didn't live up to expectations. And then I thought about it like a few other different ways. And it basically all boils down to expectation. I remember like referring to Diablo 4 as a failure, and then I remember hearing someone at Blizzard being like, bro, this game sold so many copies. And I'm like, damn, so the metric for success sometimes, depending on who you are at a company, could be like, how much money did you make? And then you're like, that seems really like hollow. And then it's like, well, really, that's a lot of their jobs. And it's like, damn, that kind of sucks, you know? And then I thought about like this. I haven't played a lot of D4 seasons, but there were a few that I've played for a week. But I feel like the expectation with a good ARPG is like, every time a new season comes out, I'm playing this for multiple weeks. Which is kind of an insane expectation if you think about it. Here's the way I thought about it. I genuinely thought in my mind, like when I came up with it, I'm like, yeah, D4 failed. And then I remembered when the game came out, I played it all day, every day for a little over a month. And killing Lilith on multiple classes, original Lilith, was like some of the hardest and most fun and challenging things I've ever done. And like by that metric, okay, let's think about it like this. I played Expedition 33 for like a week and a half, and I loved every second of it. And I would rank it as one of my best games ever. Okay. Well, when Diablo 4 came out, forget anything that happened after that, the seasons, whatever. I played that game for a month, and I fucking loved it, and killing Lilith is like one of my all-time favorite achievements in gaming. But in my mind, I think the game is a failure. And in a way that doesn't make any sense. Right? Like, I literally got twice the amount of effective all day, every day, I'm obsessed with this game time than I did out of Expedition 33, which I rate extremely highly. I mean, obviously the answer is you have different expectations, but like, it's crazy to just, you know what I'm saying? It's weird. It's like, when I think about it in my head of like how I view games, it's just strange. Have you noticed that you say like a lot? Yeah, probably, man. I don't know. I'm probably just stupid, but yeah, I probably say like and all other kinds of stuff. My bad. Max, did you stream Expedition 33 or play it offline? I played it offline. A lot of games like that, they're not great stream experiences because of the way that I play them. Most games like that, I end up skipping like every cutscene, and like a lot of the chat wants to like be involved with the game and like watch the cutscenes. Do you think a WildStar reboot could succeed? Actually, yes. I have an extremely high opinion of WildStar at the beginning of that game, and it went off the rails, but like you could just re-release it with a lot of the same. I genuinely think it would be a success. I think it would make money, and I also think it could be like pretty popular long term. But I also don't think it'll ever happen for plenty of reasons. Why did WildStar fail? I won't even take the time to describe it to you. There's a few YouTube videos that like do a really good job of explaining why. Max, will you do another Undercover raid like this, or is that topic over? Topic. I just do Undercover raiding when it makes sense or I have fun doing it. Like, for Undercover raiding to work, a few things need to exist. Number one, and by far the most important, and it's not close. The like kind of maybe the only thing that matters is that I am currently playing WoW, like logging in and playing WoW every day or almost every day. And for me to do that, I have to be playing a class that is, number one, very good, and I love that class. There's a few classes where that's true. And I just happen to be playing that in a season. And just overall, I'm in a place in my life where I want to be playing WoW every day, which hasn't been true for a while. And then the last boss of a raid on Heroic needs to be very fun and repeatable. And really difficult to where I can actually make a difference by helping these people. Like some of these bosses, like specifically Denathrius or Razageth, I could be pulling a boss in a pug, doing really, really good damage, and we're just going to wipe infinitely, basically. And then I fucking step up to the mic, and I raid lead, and they let me raid lead, and we'll just instantly kill the boss. Because those are bosses where raid leading has a ton of value, and I'm really good at it. But there are a lot of end bosses that are just as good as those bosses that don't feel the same because raid leading doesn't really matter. Like, it's kind of fascinating. Like, there are bosses. You could have two bosses that are both the hardest boss. They're both just as difficult as each other. They're both extremely difficult fights. And one of them having a great raid leader could significantly reduce your pull count and have a massive impact. And the other one, your raid leader could basically do nothing. Like, it's really interesting. So, number one, I need to be playing the game. Important thing. Need to actually play the game. Number two, the boss has to be hard, fun, and specifically raid leadable. And then that's basically it. If that happens, I'm undercover raid leading for sure. And then, okay, there is another one where it's not just the end boss. I've made some good videos just showing up to like casual runs. Like that one drunk raid. Like, I don't know, that raid was fine. But really, if you think about the content is me just reacting to really funny people or like really clear WoW stereotypes. Like the pug raid leader that doesn't mute his mic when he sneezes and is talking about Chinese weak auras and all kinds of shit. Like that those videos are funny because those people exist. And I'm just laughing that it's happening. What if you do undercover raid leading in a game where nobody knows who you are and try to act it out as obvious fact? Oh, it's like very different content, but a different comedic style. So like I basically go undercover raid lead in another game where I obviously have no idea what I'm doing, but then act like everyone should listen to me because of course you should listen to me. Do you know who I am? But obviously none of them do because I mean nothing to them. So like, but I'm basically just an asshole. It could be pretty good content. It's a different vibe though. All right, be right back. Max, do you think WoW might ever go back to 10-man mythic raids? Not in the short term. Outside of like experimenting, like could they do a regular patch just like we just did, right? 11.0 Liberation of Undermine comes out, 11.1.5 or so, yeah, 11.1.0 Liberation of Undermine comes out, and then 11.1.7 or 5 a like 10-man 3 boss raid comes out. You know? Not like Crucible of Storms difficulty. You know, it would be more inclusive. I think if they're ever going to do 10-mans, it's in that way. You're able to do both. As far as making the main content 10-man, I don't foresee that happening. I think it would be if that's true, like basically 10 years. Max, what does WoW look like 10 years from now? Which is always kind of a fascinating thought because it's almost certainly going to exist. I remember asking that question in MOP. And the answer was like, bro, WoW 2 is going to be out. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. WoW is still going to be out. But bro, I think WoW is inevitable. Mainly because of the sub cost. Subscriptions are a real thing. What about a 10-man dungeon? Ooh, so like a type of content in between Raid and Mythic Plus. That actually kind of makes sense. So you have Mythic Plus, which is 5-mans. You have this 10-man mode and then a 25-man. But they're like, it's just different content. I feel like they tried to merge them before it do that, but yeah. Do you think you'll be sick of WoW in 10 years? Well, what do you mean by that? Like, I never want to play it ever again? Nah. I feel like currently I don't really play a ton of WoW, but I really love the race. Like, I mean, I'm not the biggest WoW player outside of the race. I think you all know that. I love raid leading though. I probably want to keep doing it. Bold of you all to assume Blizzard will put any actual effort into the game. It's been L after L for years. Christ, girl. Dude, amen. Dude, it has to be so exhausting just to have that disposition every day, by the way. Unless you use that shit as fuel, bro. You're fueled by hate. That goes hard, actually. Max, what would you name a guild if you left Liquid and made your own? Donkey Simulator. My favorite thing to do is seeing the Wowhead post where Blizzard just announces something inarguably good just to see the comments still be mad. Well, yeah, but usually Wowhead will frame it in a certain way. But yeah, if you were to look at a alternate reality where there's a Wowhead post in each reality, right? And in one reality, the Wowhead post is basically saying this thing is gone. And the other one is this thing is staying. Basically, it doesn't matter what it is. It's the opposite, right? This thing is good. This thing is bad. In both of those realities, there's a decent amount of people, at least on Wowhead comments, that would be mad at either of them. It's not about what's actually happening. It's It's just you can't have that shit. I'm gonna be mad no matter what. It fuels me. I'm not a hater. Oh boy, here we go. I just think that Blizzard has a habit of respecting players' time, and then they just 180 in the next season. Yeah. Yeah, like playtime metrics for shareholders, and games should make you want to waste your time, not waste your time. Am I right? Yeah, that's it. I don't want to be a retention metric. Oh my god. Oh, okay, I kind of feel bad. I actually feel bad. Oh god. Okay, that's okay. We're moving on. How many wipes is too many wipes on sticks? I have a number for you. No, it's WoW. It's Warcraft logs. Bro, check this out. I forget which Chinese guild it is. I think it's this one. Okay, so definitely 336 is too many. But I think there's someone with more. What if instead of reprimanding players who underperform, you make them sit in silence while volume is high and they have to listen to you eat crunchy bars? Oh, dude, I'm sorry. These RX bars are so... Actually, no free ads. These bars are really, really good. They're like really clean. Great energy, but dude, they're so like sticky and they are hella chewy. And they just... Chewing them on stream is pretty bad. I shouldn't do that. My bad. Max, is it just me or has resilient keys in retail destroyed the game? Like, I'm Resi 14, but I can't get invited to any 15s because all the key holders are 15 Resi with close to 16 Resi. So I'm definitely a resilient keys have done more harm or done more good than harm. But that is something that does make sense. Like, so if you're looking at a thriving like key scene where people are doing like, you know, 14s, 15s. People were doing more 14s in the group finder because they had to push up their key because they depleted a 15. But that's just simply happening a lot less because a certain amount of people have resilient keystones. So those people never go back to 14s. So every time you have someone hit that resilient mark, there's never any reason for them to like ever be doing keys below that in the group finder. So it just removes people from the pool that could potentially be queuing there. And before the system made it so those people would just have to eventually do that just to push up a key. So it makes sense why that would be the case, what you just said. But also I think as an actual player, talk about Blizzard in quotes, respecting your time. I think resilient keystones are great because like, what do you mean I have a 16 timed of all keys and I depleted one of them and I have to do a 15 again? I feel like you not actually depleting a key makes total sense. Now it's crazy for sales. What I've heard's happening is in the group finder, there'll be resilient key people that are like literally charging gold to people to run their key, which is that's I guess should have been expected, but That's fucking crazy. What is it? List your own plus 15 and accept people. It is score. No problem with that. But what they're saying is I have my own key listed, but over the course of a season where less and less people are going to be playing, now there's even less and less people signing up for my key because resilient keystones exist at all, which is true. Like, especially not at the highest level of keystones, in the middle area, like what used to be in between a 20 and a 25, those people, before they changed the keys, like that is going to be a less populated region, because that region of keys used to include people that were kind of fucking around and just wanted to play the game, people who were pushing score but not quite up there yet, and people who were pushing up keys that were doing higher keys going down to do those keys. And those people have been removed from that pool, so there are simply just less people there than there were in other seasons. So for his specific thing, I can see that making the game worse for them, because for some people, taking a lot longer to fill your group means you're not filling it at all. You're like quitting before you go, kind of thing. The biggest issue with Mythic Plus by far, which is kind of ironic because the reason Mythic Plus is really popular is it's WoW PvE is just insanely fun to do, and it basically just allows you to kind of do it whenever you want. Like, that's why Mythic Plus has always been really popular, is, hey, I can just play the game in a fun way, and at any time of day, I don't have to adhere to anyone's raid schedule, that kind of thing. But ironically, Mythic Plus's biggest issue is still time. It is still, why do people care about balance? Like, raid balance has been like pretty good for a really long time. Like, there's some niche arguments and stuff, but when you're hearing people complaining about balance, they're not raiders. They're Mythic Plusers, and it totally makes sense, because if their class is not meta, is not considered meta, is good but isn't known to be good, they simply spend 40 minutes. They spend 40 minutes looking for keys versus another person who gets in instantly. You know? I don't know how they'll ever solve it, you know, but it's very interesting. Dude, this is so random, but last night I had a Siggy's Siggy's, that's the yogurt. Talenti gelato in my house. Again, no free ads. Actually, this is not really a good ad for them. But I was trying to open it, and I did eventually get it open, but like, it was the hardest to open thing ever. And I looked it up on YouTube, and I was like, dude, they have to like figure out a way for people to like open their product. People have to be hating this. So I found a fucking video, dude. And the video is from Talenti Gelato. And instead of them making a product that can be opened, right? They're selling a product.
Fans have tried to open our jars. From wrenches to steamers and sheer willpower, the struggle to open our jars is real. We love your passion.
Hold up. You're not gonna know what's coming next. Hey guys, we've worked on a solution. We're changing our manufacturing. We're gonna make it so you guys can open our product.
Our gelatos and sorbettos, and we agree. Opening the jar shouldn't be the hardest
Okay.
part. Our team is actively working on a long-term
Okay.
fix. We have an entire team dedicated to finding a solution.
Now, what are we doing in the meantime?
We're giving out Talenti Twist to help.
They've only given out a certain amount of these. I think you have to buy these things. So they're like, here, let us sell you a like jar opening anti-friction thing. So understandably, the comments, please make your jars easy to open. Our team is actually working on it. Shouldn't be that hard. Just make them easier to open. Why put a product on the market when a customer can't? Dude, I'm telling you guys, I don't know if you've ever tried to open one of these bitches before, but it's crazy. Like, it is every now, like, most of the time you'll get one that opens just fine, and there are other times where you need this strength of 1,000 suns to open this thing. Someone in chat says there's never been a jar I can't open. Dude, what a beast. Dude, have you guys seen that lumberjack guy on TikTok that all of our girlfriends want to be with instead of us? Dude. Bro, check this out. Wait, hit this. How do I hit the sound on this bitch?
Can I fell a tree with this shitty axe? It's not a great axe. We obviously, we know that. It's a very cheap one. And this tree is dead.
Hold this up. And this guy just fucking, for minutes at a time, just fucking chops shit. Looking like a goddamn beast. And he does it every time. Wait, does he give up or does he get it? Oh, he gets it, bro.
Timber!
I'm not watching this whole video out of respect for myself, but yeah. Basically, fuck that guy. Like, he could not even open it, is what I'm saying. Bet he could open it with an axe. Yeah, without ruining it. Like, one of the ways to get stuck jars open is you, like, put it under warm water. But, like, you can't do that with fucking gelato, so you're cooked. I mean, I opened it last night. So basically, I'm basically that guy. All right. Dude, I'm going to be live tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. to play Crystal of Atlan. And I don't even really know what I'm doing. Apparently, I'm PvPing with Sea-Doo, Mess, Trill, Atlas, and Dazer. And then we're playing against a Team Liquid, like a Brazilian Team Liquid team, I think. So if you guys happen to be awake at that ungodly hour tomorrow, pull up. You know? The Rainbow Six team? Maybe. I'm not quite sure. Looks okay. I have to level in that game today. I was going to do it on stream, and then I realized it's probably not the vibe for stream. It's just going to be like machine gunning through quests so I can be at the level I need to be at tomorrow. Can you give us a taste? Nah, I'm just going to dip. Yep. I'll see you guys tomorrow, though. Stay here.